Welcome to Landria on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. Sign up here if you see inspiration come out. That is my email list where you'll get inspiration from me about once a week. I think it's every 5 days or so. And videos and stuff like that. And also you'll be on my list to find out when courses and ebooks and webinars and events are happening. I hope to meet every single one of you in person, live in person. I'm going to be all over the world, by the way. All right, so I want to share something with you. It's a discussion I had with a dear friend of mine who called and wanted me to just help him with something. So I listened to him and then I asked a couple questions. And so I'm going to share it with you because I know that he'll be okay with it. I won't reveal who he is because I want to keep everybody private. He said he was having difficulty finding that silence. Now, by the way, he never said peace that I remember. I think the word he was using was silence. And I listened to that and I thought, okay. So I asked a few questions and I said, you know, it's usually when there's a lot of chatter, it's always the ego. The ego can't relax. It always has to have this going and that going, or it's worrying about stuff or this and that. And so we talked about that for a few minutes, and his response was that no, he didn't feel that. He felt like he had released his ego and that was not what was going on. He had all these ideas and the mind just wouldn't shut off. And so my response to him is, well, why are you trying? You said that these are gifts of you. You have all these ideas, these are gifts, and so why would you try to shut it off? So, and that was a big aha moment for him because we're told things are supposed to be a certain way. You meditate and you clear your mind. And if you've got chatter, even if it's like really cool ideas and stuff, no, meditation is supposed to be shutting it down. What if meditation for you is almost like a channeling of I always say this, every answer, every invention, every idea, everything is in the collective. So when you meditate and you're trying to clear it out thinking that's what I'm supposed to do, and your mind's going, blah, 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 here's an idea and here's an idea, that get your notebook out and write it down. Hey, where do you think I get my stuff? Sometimes I go into meditation and and I'll come over here and put it on, or if I work out especially, you guys have seen me all sweaty. I'm still blatting the sweat and I'm talking. He was like, because I get all these ideas, especially when I go for a run or a walk and I work out, I'm like, oh. So I got a recorder now. It's like, because that's a way of channeling. So what happens is when you're in an activity that is not focused on one thing, trying to accomplish something, your mind might be just connecting to all this stuff. Go with it. Go with it. All right, so I get mentored by some major dudes. Some major dudes. That's my internet training. If you guys are interested in that, you can go to landria.net. I got trained on how to create online businesses. How do you run a business online without having to go 9 to 5? Well, we were in these mastermind things, and I was saying that, I'm a super achiever. That's what my mother used to call me. And so the conclusion every time we went into some of these masterminds was that was a problem. Don't label something. If you I love being a super achiever. Somebody said, well, you work too hard. No, you think that that's work. I'm having fun. When I sit here and write till the crack of dawn, and, I'm doing this 24/7, I'm loving it. Somebody else would say, oh, you work too hard. No, work is when you're doing something you're not loving. For me, so what, I should be off what? Relaxing, eating bonbons? That's not me. I will never stop. That's who I am. And the super achiever in me loves more ideas, starting new companies, writing courses, writing books. I have a movie out, a television movie, and a best-selling, award-winning book. Feel free to go buy that on Amazon if you like. It's an uplifting story that is based on a true story that a friend of mine shared with me. So I want you to remember that don't try to find something wrong. Like, it should be this way. So we go into this whole spiritual realm, and all of a sudden, I'm supposed to be this man. I did a video with you guys about awakening. You can be awakened and have your personality. You can be ambitious. You can be motivated. You don't have to stop wanting nice things or whatever. It's the perspective. It's the spin on that. It's like, what meaning does it have to you? Is it you're looking for it to make you happy versus you love abundance and all the great things you get to do with that? You know, you get to fly first class and you get to meet great people, and then you get to, you know, write checks to charities, or, you know, whatever you want to do with it. Abundance is great. I highly suggest it. Yeah, give it a try. So if you are making all these rules about what a spirituality is, or meditation, or, you know, I'm supposed to behave a certain way, you know, that would not be me. So, and yes, I was actually in an awakened state to the point where it was very difficult to speak to people, but I still never lost this personality, and laughed a lot and was silly. And you should not either. And you should just go with whatever feels right. So if you find yourself with a busy mind, is that busy mind just you really channeling information, accessing the collective, and really getting excited, like songs or whatever? You know, musicians, that's what they're constantly channeling. They're pulling beautiful stuff out of the collective. None of us owns anything. We own nothing. Nothing. Because everything is everybody's, and everything is everybody, including every material thing is part of our one energy, everything. It's tough to imagine that. You don't have to. Don't try and wrap your head around it. We're humans, so we've got some limitations with these pea brains that we have. So I want you just to flow with things, and if you believe you have a gift, and my friend certainly has a gift, he has really out there kind of ideas, and I'm not always on board with them. I don't have to be. He has to be. We don't need other people's approval. If you love what you're doing and you want to work 24/7 on it, and somebody thinks it's ridiculous, they don't even like what you're doing, who cares? They don't have to do it. Let them go do something else. So that's a judgment. We don't need approval. That's the other thing. You don't need approval. You really don't. You don't need anybody's approval. Doesn't matter what the outcome is. There's no such thing as failures. None. So just keep going. Go. Expand. You will find that thing that hits, that's big. You will eventually date that person who's awesome. You know, you don't meet the first ideal person, and then that ideal person later on may not be the ideal person for you. You need to split and find the other ideal person. No rules. Go with what you know is right and good in your heart, and that it's kind to everybody, and that you have other people's best interests in mind, not just your own. That is first and foremost, because the other is you. No rules. You know what the rule is? That there are no rules. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Go. Be that beautiful, awesome, expansive person that you are. Now. I'll see you on the other side someday, but we're here right now. We got a big job to do, so get busy, raise that frequency. Namaste.